Hey, my name is David.
Dave cognitively is 100%. He experiences the world the same way as any of us do. He understands everything that goes on around him. He just can't interact or interface with it like we all can.
David has a mitochondrial disorder, which is called Lee's disease.
It results as a mutation of his genes in his mitochondria, which, if you remember your high school biology, that is the energy-producing part of the cell. So it produces symptoms similar to muscular dystrophy, severe muscular dystrophy.
Things typically with the mito disease appear around toddler age. Dave was losing balance. He was starting to mumble. It was diagnosed when he was about 4 years old.
That was, in many ways, the most difficult day of all times. It's a big office. It was a senior, older guy who's close to retirement. And he goes, okay, it's called a mitochondrial disorder. It's a neuromuscular disease. It's degenerative. Five things are going to happen. A bunch of things are going to happen. Number one, he is going to lose the ability to talk, to walk, to stand. And then about 10 years from now, in his early teenage years, he'll die. The worst part was thinking that it was a countdown going on. Every year, it was one more year less. And he's got 8 years left to live. He's got 5 years left to live. He's got one, and then he kept living, and eventually we stopped thinking about that. In 2004, Phil Mickelson won the Masters. It was his first major tournament. And then the following year, he was playing in the tournament down in Springfield at Baltusrol Golf Club. And we said, well, let's go. Dave had never been to a golf tournament. And we were there an hour and a half, and Phil spotted Dave sitting by the side of the green in his wheelchair. He stopped what he was doing and walked 30 yards out of his way, came over to Dave and said, hey, buddy, thanks for coming out. He gave him a signed golf club, laid it on his lap.
That started a real lifetime kind of enjoyment, which is kind of cool.
I like watching golf and going to tournaments. I have fun meeting them. I get happy and excited.
Dave has been on Golf Channel 24 times over 19 years. He's been interviewed here by Jimmy Roberts. They put it on their website, and it was entitled Dave Finn, Golf's Greatest Fan. We've had many great experiences, right? Meeting two presidents, meeting great celebrities. The greatest experience was meeting Pope Francis at Madison Square Garden. Ricky Fowler, Justin Rose is a great favorite, one of the great people we've ever met. Phil's caddy, Bones Mackay, another famous caddy, John Wood, and Tiger Woods' longtime caddy, Joe LaCava, definitely knows who Dave is and always looks forward to seeing him. They're all huge David Finn Golf Fanatic fans. That's Dave's nickname on the PGA Tour, the Golf Fanatic. It's something we started years ago. And very often when we go to tournaments, strangers that we don't know come up and, they'll want to take a selfie with them.
People recognize him or come over and say hello to him. He's elated. He's elated. It's pure joy watching him having so much fun. I think my favorite moment is still Justin Rose putting the Olympic gold medal on him. Dave knows the significance of it, and for him to get to do something like that, that's amazing.
With Dave, things like that happen. The night our whole lives changed was December 22nd, 2015. We brought him downstairs and he started to fall asleep. The reason, as we later learned, was that he wasn't inhaling, or more importantly, exhaling enough. And we had to rush him to the hospital. He was intubated. And after that, he wasn't able to breathe on his own.
From the time we really started with him having trouble to when he actually got the trach was about 6 months.
The doctor said, you have to decide, do you want this operation or not? And we discussed it with him, and we agreed yes. Even though you, Dave, were severely disabled, you still have a life that most people would think was really cool. You do stuff that people would love to do.
I promised myself that we would not sit home and that we would actually get ourselves out and do as much as we could with Dave, doing what Dave loves to do.
Dave is essentially on life support. Our house turned into, and has since been every minute of every day, an intensive care unit.
I slept on the sofa in the next room, and whenever I heard anything, I'd jump up and come in, because I knew that I didn't know what was happening enough, and that's really scary. You can go from having a great moment to a very serious situation very quickly.
We get nursing on a good week half the time, and the other half the time, we're doing that same nursing.
I am the least medical person you will ever meet, And people who have known me all my life can't believe that I do what I do now. I am frightened by it. I am intimidated by it. So having him come home with the level of care that was required was very frightening.
It's all worth it because every morning you walk into his room or walk out of his room if you had the night shift, and he wakes up and he opens his eyes and his eyes are smiling. All parents get that, right? When their kids are newborns or 3, 4, 5 to 10 years old. But we've had that with Dave now for 31 years.
He goes all over the place. We take him to Broadway shows, we take him to exhibits. If we have the support to help us do it, we'll do it. I think that's part of what gives him a lot of joy, knowing he can still do stuff like that.
He'll enjoy that equally as much as sitting here at Easter dinner, hearing his sisters and his nieces and nephews talking and having a great time, because he loves to listen to that stuff. And he enjoys that. He enjoys everything.
I really enjoy being with people. I like to go to my day program with my good friends like Katie.
I have known this guy for 13 years, and we know everything about friends and everything about each other. We are 2 peas in a pod.
That's very special to him. He gets to go and hang out and be with kids and people that he knows.
Dave has the same life as everyone else. It's a little more intense. The suffering is more, but in many ways, the joy is more too.
He's happy. He's a genuinely happy person. And that's really great. He is a joy to be around.
He's insanely happy. Why? Why is he happy? No one knows. Must be in the genes.